Hi, Mary. Just you and I so far. Oh, my hair. My hair. I didn't look in the mirror. Okay. You can unmute yourself if you like. I know you're going to be going in half an hour, right? Oh, you muted yourself again. There you go. Hello. Hi. Oh, you're doing incense.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Where's everyone?
I know Mary Ellen can't make it, but I haven't heard back from anybody else. So I don't know. I have a lot of exercises planned for today. You'll definitely want to.
It's really good to work on intuition.
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to teach you all kinds of ways to connect with your intuition. So we'll just have to wait a few minutes. Did you do any tapping or anything this past week?
No, maybe I should do it now.
Well,
my uncle's in palliative care.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Is it COVID related?
No, it's cancer came back in a vengeance.
Oh.
He hasn't been feeling well since September, and they've been doing CAT scans and MRIs and everything, and they couldn't figure it out. And now they said he's got cancer. Like the cancer came back in a vengeance. Stage 4, and now he's in palliative.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's only like 11 years older than me. He was my only family that I communicated with.
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
Are you able to visit? Are they letting you?
They allowed me in. I went yesterday and the day before, but I don't think I'll be able to go at this point. Yeah.
Mm.
We got Lydia connected.
Yes.
Tissue, sorry.
Hi, Lydia. You can unmute if you like.
Yeah, hi Sophia, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you.
Excellent. Did you make a list of questions?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. Okay.
How's Mary?
Mary's okay. How's Lydia?
Good.
Good. It's a pretty private group tonight.
Yeah. Okay, we'll just wait a couple more minutes in case people forgot. But yeah, I've got a lot planned for tonight. It'll be a recording that you'll want to refer to again and again. So you don't have to say your questions. Mary, did you make questions?
I did.
Yeah, okay.
But they had to be related to me personally, right?
Yeah. Can you just say what area of your life they relate to, mostly?
What area? I wanted to ask if I'm going to be moving in 2022.
Okay.
If I'm going to be finding a companion, or like, what kind of questions are we asking? These are intuitive
Those are good.
questions.
Yeah, those are good questions.
And what else? If my surgery that I plan on doing is going to be successful, if it's a yes, those are my main ones.
Okay.
And mine have to do with relationships and occupation.
Okay. This is how psychics make their living. Love, health, and money. This is all people ever ask about. Nobody cares about anything else. So I just heard a beep.
Those are the basics.
Those are the basics of life. Yeah. I just want to see if anybody texted me saying they're late or something. No. Okay. Alrighty. Well, you know what? Let's begin and hope for the best. Okay, so pick one of your questions, the one you would really, really, really want an answer for. So we're looking for clarity here. And I just want you to really investigate. Is it that you have a lack of clarity, or is it something you know you should do, but you've been procrastinating on? Is anybody procrastinating?
I need to tell. Am I procrastinating and finding a relationship? Or has the right
Maybe.
one not come around?
So do you feel like you're procrastinating?
Well, it's COVID. I don't know where I'm going to find someone at this point.
Well, yeah, circumstances aside. Yeah. Hi, Margaret. You can unmute yourself. We've just begun. Okay. Well, you know, if there were more people here, I'm sure there would have been a procrastinator. That's why I wanted to handle that right up front. Okay. So maybe you're not procrastinating, which is great. Margaret, did you make a list of some questions?
So they needed to be yes or no questions, right? Or did
Preferably.
you say they needed to?
Yeah, preferably.
Yeah,
So
and
what-
my yes no questions are things like, should I be eating, dairy?
Okay.
Questions like that.
Okay.
Or why, like, I don't know. It's like basically I end up with questions that have some kind of answer that's not yes or no, but I can kind of come up with things, like I'm wanting to.
Okay. Do you want to turn on your
Yeah.
video? So we're all.
I thought you did. I'm like visual background.
Okay.
I got some kind of different thing. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I mean.
Okay, so I think that you're not procrastinating. You've got clarity on what aspect that you want to work on, which is great. So, but I want you to just get the lesson from it. So supposing you are procrastinating on something, what I want you to know is the only reason people procrastinate is to avoid something. And the only thing humans ever want to avoid is a feeling. Right? So you do your taxes so you don't get in trouble from the government because you're afraid you're going to end up in jail or with a huge fine. So you're avoiding fear and the repercussions. Or women who shop and don't bring the shopping into the house unless their husband is out because they're avoiding him being angry that she spent more money again. So there's always an avoidance of a feeling. Okay, so just consider that the next time you are procrastinating and ask yourself, what am I avoiding feeling? And it might help you move forward. Okay. Now, looking at one of your questions, can you brainstorm what needs to be done in order to solve this? So if you made a very short list, like 4 or 5 ideas of what you can do to move forward. So just take 30 seconds and do that now.
Is this for questions that we're procrastinating on? Are we dealing with procrastination now?
You don't have to be. Just any
Okay.
one of your questions.
Okay.
Margaret, we still don't see you. Are you there?
yeah, I'm working on it. I don't see, let's see, normally I just click on my thing, start video. That should do it,
Just
right?
hover. Yeah, there you go. Hello.
I had some kind of,
Yeah, I understand. I've had lots of Zoom problems. Okay, so just make a very short list of ideas of how to approach this issue. One of your questions. Okay. So now, how do you use your intuition to get the right answer, to know what to do? So here's one method that I use. I pretend there is a bar in front of me, and it's like, it's going to show me the percentage. So from the left is 0, and moving to my right is 100. So you can say, what is the percent benefit of doing option 1? And then see it. Like, I usually see it with my eyes closed better, but I can see the bar moving, and I'll get a number. So try that. Close your eyes and imagine, consider your first option. What is the percent benefit of doing option 1? Got your number? Mary, what number did you get?
6.
6%. So that's no way to go. I wouldn't do
You said 1 to 10?
1 to 100.
Oh, 1 to 160 then.
Yes, okay. Yes, so it's percentage.
Okay, 60.
Lydia?
Was actually puzzled by you saying option 1. Did you mean the first question that we're addressing, or
No,
the
when
short
you
list?
brainstormed a list of what to do. So what was your
Okay.
option number 1?
Okay, the benefits. Okay.
Maybe you have to redo it. Margaret, did you
I
get a
got-
number?
yeah, I mean, I just did 16% better.
That doesn't make sense. No, just ask, what is the percent benefit of doing your first idea?
16% benefit.
Okay,
Does that make sense?
so 16%. So I wouldn't choose that option. That's very low, right? So I have a personal number of 70. I won't do anything unless it's at least 70% benefit to me. So I always ask that even before, well, back when we went to networking events, there's so many options. And I would say, Susie's networking thing on Wednesday afternoon, what is the percent benefit of me going? If I got under 70, I didn't go. So it saves me a lot of time. Okay, so Lydia, did you get another number?
I got, when I thought about it a few times, I thought I got between 60 and 70, but the benefit is associated with a lot of fear. So I don't know if you have to factor in the fear that you're going to feel, even though
No.
it's beneficial to you.
Don't factor in the fear. No. So,
Okay.
and the number should come pretty quick. So your subconscious knows the answer immediately. Don't try
Yeah.
and shroud it. Don't add logic. Okay. So,
Okay, I would say 60.
Okay. All right. So, okay, go to your second option on your list of brainstorming activities. And then close your eyes and say, the percent benefit of option 2 is. What did you get?
75.
Much better. Okay, that's a much better option for you. Yeah, don't overthink it. Just try and see that bar light up, like as if you're waiting for something to download, but it should be in a second, you should get the answer. This takes practice as well. I mean, think about being in a meeting with other people and somebody makes a statement and you can just think the percent that this person is telling the truth, and then you'll get your answer. It might be 0 or it might be 99, you know, so you can use your intuition for that too. Lydia, what did you get for option 2?
Oh, this 20.
20, okay. And
So
Margaret,
that's not good.
that's not very good. Yeah, not a good option.
I got 40.
40, okay.
I got 46.
Yeah, so that's like maybe benefit, maybe not. Okay, so this is what I would do. I would keep brainstorming until I come to an option that gives me over 70% benefit. And then keep thinking even more. Go, just when you're brainstorming, you're not supposed to edit yourself. Just keep writing down ideas, and then the craziest one might be your 100%. Okay. I like that percentage one because it's a big range, and then you might come down to something is 82 and something else is 86. You know, so it gives you a little more clarity rather than just going 1 to 10. I like the whole 1 to 100. But what you do is you don't say, don't give yourself a multiple choice question, just one statement. You know, so, you know, plan A is the best plan now, or sorry, the percentage benefit of plan A is, and then see your number. Any questions on that? Now you can be creative. If for some reason 0 to 100 is not clicking with you after you practice it a few weeks, then you might have a different visualization. I was also taught another one, red light, green light, or all 3, red, yellow, green. So state the idea, okay, like plan C. So just imagine what your plan C is, and then see the traffic lights and which one lights up. So of course, red would be don't do it, green would be go ahead, and yellow would be maybe. So that's when I said, why I said to pick yes or no questions. Yes, Lydia?
I'm finding it hard to not incorporate the emotional reaction into the estimate of, you know, between 1 and 100.
Your subconscious knows what your emotional issues are. It's already being factored in.
Oh, so we're not, but you said not to factor it in.
Like, you don't have to consciously factor it in. It's already in there, right? Your subconscious knows everything about you.
Okay, all right.
And it holds all memories.
So the fear is a component of it.
Yeah.
So the fear is a component of it. Okay.
And if you're still getting 75 or 22, yeah, it's involved. It's in there. Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to practice this until you really trust the number that you get. And don't second guess it, and don't try and add layers to it. Just keep it pure. Okay, so when you see the number, that's what you go for. Okay, so pick a yes or no question from your list. A question that can be answered with yes or no. And then first close your eyes and see traffic lights, however you wish to see them. And then ask the question and see which light lights up. Got your answers? Everyone got an answer? It should be in less than a second. The whole point is you already have the answers to what you should do or what you need. But our filters, our past experiences and judgments and fear of what other people will say or what the experts say you should do, all that clutters the answer. But when you do these exercises where it's really quick, you get the answer. It just pops and you know what to do. So you don't have to have a million consultations or ask everybody you know for their opinion, Now, in terms of practical uses, I use exercises like this when I grocery shop. So let's say I'm standing in front of 5 kinds of apples and I don't know which ones have the least amount of pesticide. I don't know which ones are going to be better for me in terms of whatever, nutritional content or whatever. So I will ask the percent benefit of having the Granny Smith apples this week, and I'll get a number. And so the highest number wins, basically. Or if all the numbers are very low, that means they're all bad. Maybe there's a spray on them that will really affect me. Okay, so for food and supplements, I try and go to 100%. Bless you. I also use it to see if my guests are going to be on time. I'm notorious for trying to do too much before guests arrive. So if I say dinner's at 6, at 5:55, I am naked going into the shower because I've tried to clean too much and cook too much. So I often, I'll send a text saying the front door is open, just come inside. I'll be down soon. So, but I'll muscle test or check this way to see if my guests are going to be on time or not. So that helps me know how much time I have. And I'm like almost always accurate. It's rare to be off. Okay, so we did the percentage bar and the red light, green light. So now I want to show you what's known as muscle testing. Is everyone familiar with muscle testing, or who is not? Lydia's not. Margaret, you probably are.
No.
Okay, Lydia, you are not familiar. Okay, so muscle testing is also known as applied kinesiology, but I don't use that term because I think real kinesiologists probably resent it. It has nothing to do with muscle strength. It is actually an energy flow check. So the way energy flows is it comes in from the cosmos through our chakra system, because there's 21 chakras above your head. So it flows in through the chakras and then goes down through our body and runs out the bottom of our feet. That's the energy flow. So when you're in the flow, as they say, it means energy is flowing freely, rhythmically, and strongly through you. Now, if something upsets you, the energy won't flow. So you bang your elbow, now energy won't flow there. It congests, and that's what causes pain. Or you ate something that's not good for you, and now you've got stomach cramps. So energy is not flowing. It's pooling, and stagnant energy causes pain and fatigue and all kinds of things. So muscle testing, I think, is the greatest skill that I have mastered. It has helped so much. In fact, for years I had endometriosis and none of the prescription stuff helped. Like it was like I was eating Tic Tacs. And day 2 of my cycle every month, I was suicidal. It was that painful. Like I just wanted my life to end. And I went to a homeopath who had helped me previously, but this time it wasn't doing much. And then one day I had, I guess, the divine inspiration, muscle test your own homeopathic remedies. And so one morning I got up and I muscle tested that I needed 3 of them. And I muscle tested how many pellets of each homeopathic remedy. So I took them. And then at about noon, I had the idea, I'll muscle test again. I needed 3 different remedies. And then in the evening, I did it again. I needed 3 different remedies. I did this every day for 30 days and I cured my endometriosis. Like not a hint of it was left. It was remarkable. Okay, so muscle testing can be extremely helpful. So the way I was taught is basically we work with the biggest muscle groups and then we get smaller and smaller. So the biggest muscle group would be to use your entire body. Has anyone seen people working with pendulums? Maybe? Lydia, no? Okay.
I've heard about it. I haven't seen it.
Okay, so basically you'd be using your body as a pendulum. This is best done standing up. So if you can stand right where you are, I'm not going to stand because I've got Christmas presents all over me, all around me. I don't have the room. Okay, so now as you stand there, just relaxed, just say to your body, show me yes. And let it sway the way it wants to sway for yes. So just keep saying, show me yes, show me yes, show me yes. And in between each time you say that, come back to standing upright, say, show me yes. So what I'm seeing is everybody's leaning forward for yes. And that's the most common position for yes. Just let your body naturally be pulled where it wants to go for yes. Okay. You're going to have to practice this so it gets really embodied in you. But for the purposes of learning right now, do you feel confident that your yes is a forward sway?
Yes.
Yes.
Margaret, okay. All right, so now say, show me no. See what happens. Show me no.
Goes back.
Okay. Yeah, for most people, show me no is going backwards. For me, my right hip goes out. Like my right hip sticks out. That's my no. But for 99% of the population, yes is forward, no is back. Okay. Yawns are good, means things are clearing. Okay, so now ask a yes or no question and see what your body does. From your list or another one you make up. And ask the question again and verify the answer. Did you get the same answer twice? You're laughing, Mary. Is it a funny answer? Funny question?
My dog, she just sighed.
Oh,
She's on the floor here. She just sighed. She makes me laugh.
Okay, everybody satisfied that they got the same answer verified? Yeah, okay. And I like to also put in my body, show me maybe. So say that and see what happens for maybe. Did you get a maybe, Margaret?
Get a nothing. Maybe's nothing. I don't.
Well,
feel
maybe
anything
your
for
maybe is standing still.
I'm tipping to the right.
Okay. Lydia?
I think I'm going back and forth. And in fact, one of my questions, I didn't get a yes or a no. It was this sort of funny little in-between thing.
Ah.
Even before we got to maybe, it was like, I'm not sure what the answer is here. It's not quite clear. So
Yeah, because sometimes sometimes it's not a yes or no yet.
yeah.
Okay, so ask again, show me maybe. Like be firm with your mind. Say, show me maybe.
back and forth.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now let's see.
Just a little wiggling around the center. You know.
Okay. That's good. Okay, as long as you can differentiate between yes, no, and maybe. And now the other one I like to incorporate is show me answer unknown. So say that.
It feels a little bit like
A little bit like a what?
circle in my body.
Circle. Yeah, me too.
Counterclockwise.
Circle counterclockwise.
Anybody else getting that?
Yeah, circle counterclockwise.
Me too.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Okay, Lydia, do you feel anything?
Not really.
Okay, you might just have to keep working at it to program that in. Okay, have a seat. So when I was first taught this form of muscle testing, I practiced for 3 hours every night. I wanted to get good at muscle testing. So for weeks, I stood in my kitchen and I said, show me yes, show me yes. And I always went forward, show me yes. And then for weeks, I did show me no, until it was so ingrained that there was no question I was getting an accurate answer. And then I would ask questions. Okay, first of all, you don't ask questions, you make statements. So to test if I was right or not, and you're getting the information from your subconscious mind, but also from the collective unconscious. Okay, meaning the information that's out there available to humanity. So when I was practicing, I would say, I have tuna in the cupboard. Yes. So I knew I had tuna, but I didn't know how many cans. So I have tuna. Yes. Okay. I have more than 1 can of tuna in the cupboard. Yes. I have more than 2 cans of tuna. No. And then I would check and I would have 2 cans of tuna. Okay. So I would ask questions that I could verify immediately. Like even how much money was in my wallet or whatever. So you can test it like that. So subconsciously, because you've seen, but you just didn't commit it to conscious memory. So the answers are there and your body will tell you. All right. So this is how I can muscle test for food as well, for what's going to be best for me based on the options available. I can also muscle test for, did I lock the side door? I'm halfway across the city and then I think, oh my God, I took out the garbage and recycling. Did I go back and lock the door? And then and then I'll muscle test and maybe call somebody to check. So, so the muscle testing is always right because your subconscious knows everything. And the collective unconscious has all the information in the world. So you can use this. So the first time I was introduced to muscle testing was when I went to see a German herbalist, and he would do a free consult. So I told him what my issue was. And then he went through his health food store and just took stuff off the shelves, herbs and vitamins, and he'd put them in a basket and carry them, and then bring the basket back to the consult area. And he would make me hold the supplement. I don't have any bottles with me right now, but anyway, so a good energy checking point is the sternum. So he'd give me the bottle, I'd hold it here, and then he would do a different kind of muscle testing where my arm would be out. So you can't see. Anyway, my arm would be straight out, parallel to the floor, and he would apply a little bit of pressure right at the wrist. And if this substance that I was holding was strengthening me, if it was good for me, my arm would stay straight. If it was not good for me, I could not hold up my arm. Like even if with a tiny bit of pressure, I could not hold up my arm. So that's why it's an energy flow check. So if the substance I'm holding is good for my energy, it keeps me strong. But if it disrupts my energy, I literally have no strength. So this is how you know what to take. Naturopathic doctors will test this way. Luckily, I had an MD who did muscle testing. So I knew what I needed before she prescribed anything, or, like we muscle tested if I needed a flu shot. No, but I needed a tetanus booster. And I was like, okay, since I trust muscle testing, I trust muscle testing. So I didn't get the flu shot, but I got a tetanus booster that year. And that was great. So it's really nice to have this as a tool to know what to do. So you could also muscle test your options. Should I do plan A, plan B? So you can stand there and think plan A. Plan A is the best action forward.
Sophia, you were frozen there for me. I couldn't hear what you were saying for like maybe 5 seconds.
Oh, I'm sorry. It does say my internet is unstable, which is not good. Okay, so what was I saying? What's the last thing you heard?
Your MD did muscle testing. You trusted it. You needed a tetanus shot.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I was going to say in my daily life, I use muscle testing constantly, and you can use it to know what to do, to give you clarity on your next steps. So you could say the next best step for me is my option A or my option B. And so see if you get a yes or no, or maybe, or unknown. So let's say you have 4 options and it turns out that option B is best. Then you can say, okay, the percent benefit of option B is, and then do the bar, the percentage bar, and see.
Is everyone frozen? Oh.
No. Oh. Are we good? I can see everybody fine.
Frozen. Yeah, it was frozen.
No, I'm so sorry. Okay. So once you have your option, I was saying, then you can, so if you muscle tested that, say option B is your best plan, then you can do the bar percentage. So then you know how good option B is for you. And if it's not at least 70, you might want to brainstorm more options. Okay. So this is a way to have a plan for a problem or an issue.
The arm test, you can't do that on yourself.
Yes, you can.
Oh, you can?
Modified, yeah. So basically, there's 2 ways that people do it. Most people, when they do the arm test, they make you hold it out straight, like either in front of you, but usually beside, and they apply a ton of pressure to prove that you are, this substance makes you so strong. People are jumping to prove that, the arm's staying strong. I don't do that. I apply like 2 pounds of pressure just with 2 fingers, just a little bit, because if the substance you're holding is weakening you, it goes down. You don't have to pretend you're muscle man. But no, you don't do it like that on yourself. I'm pretending this is somebody else's arm. To do it on yourself, use your index finger, pretend that's your arm sticking up, and then your middle finger is somebody else pushing on it. So I say, show me yes. And for me, the yes is the finger, my index finger stays straight out. Show me yes. Okay, so do that. Just say, show me yes. And feel, even if you push hard, feel that it stays strong on the word yes. You got that, Margaret? Okay. And then when you say show me no, for me, it slides off. For other people, it bends forward. So for me, show me no, it just slides off. I can't get the two fingers to connect for any length of time.
Yeah.
You got that?
Okay. Opens out.
Pardon?
Mine opens out.
For no?
Kind of like it goes boing, boing.
Okay, that's great. Okay, that was pretty clear. So this is how I muscle test food at the grocery store. So I just have my hand beside me. Nobody knows what I'm doing. So I'll actually touch each vegetable. I don't have to, but I kind of like to. So I'll touch whatever I'm questioning. Like, you know, these carrots are okay for me, and I'll get a yes or no. So you don't say, are these carrots good for me? You make a statement. These carrots are healthy for me. These carrots are beneficial for me. Or these are the apples with the least amount of pesticides. So that's how I do it. Just really, so it's very discreet. Yes, no. You can do it under the tablecloth or whatever, under your desk. Again, if somebody's talking and I want to know if they're telling the truth, I'll say, Jim's telling the truth. No, okay. Jim's just a blowhard again.
Could it be as subtle? So so these are individual reactions, right? No one reaction is right or wrong, right? So whatever you find your body doing.
Yeah. That's why you have to program it into each muscle group. So starting using your body as a pendulum is the easiest because there's lots of large muscles swaying you or whatever. And then you go down to the smaller muscles. Another way to muscle test is the ring test. So you can just take thumb and forefingers and make a chain. See what I'm doing? Okay, so now you say, show me yes, and you try and pull apart and they stick. You cannot break the chain. Show me no, it's very easy to go through.
Show me yes.
Show me yes.
Show me no.
Show me no.
Show me yes.
So you back up a bit, Lydia. Look what I'm. So Lydia, so don't stay there.
Yeah.
Back up and then go towards it with some force, like kind of like you're getting a running start, right? Show me yes.
Sorry, back up.
Back up meaning.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Don't start right at where they connect.
There.
Move back a little. Yeah. Then go show me no.
Show
So
me,
for me, the no,
yes.
it just splits open.
Show me no.
You know, I'm gonna
Show
say
me
this, but I muscle tested. I've muscle tested for years, and I just realized recently I'm totally backwards. I kind of do that ring test, but my yes is kind of like my hands are open, kind of like when I'm praying, I feel a lot of energy in my hands.
Show me no.
You know, and then when I get no, I can't. You know, it's like this.
No.
It's the
Okay.
opposite.
That's okay.
Yes, my hands are going out like this.
Like praise Jesus. Okay.
I guess it is. It's the same feeling. It's the same feeling as when I'm praying. You know,
Okay.
it's like this energy in my hands. It feels like a good energy.
If
But
that works for you, that's
it's
great.
not. I
No, that's
guess
fine.
I just
That's fine.
I thought maybe I'm polarized wrong
Well,
or something. I don't know, but
Perhaps like, so once you figure out what your body's messages are, the yes, no, maybe, and answer unknown, once that's really embodied, then if one day you're testing and you just feel off, it's because your polarities are reversed. So we have north and south poles
well,
like magnets.
right.
Pardon?
I mean, I don't see things like you do, or I don't hear things, you know, but I have felt really right on and strong with my muscle testing. And when I cared for my mom, I relied on it. I didn't rely on what the doctor said. And, you know, my mom was disabled and lived to be 100 and was happy. Not that that was the whole story of it, but, you know, she was also just a really grateful, happy person to be around. But I just didn't always do what the doctor said. I listened to that kind of thing, you know.
But
But I don't see or hear. I wish I could, you know, get more messages. But that's kind of the way I sort of rely on stuff. But then I realized, oh my gosh, I've been backwards for a really long time.
it's not backwards
Because
if that's what works for you. That's okay. Like anytime I've
Yeah.
bought a
Is
pendulum,
it possible? Sorry.
I was going to say, anytime I bought a pendulum, there's always a little chart at the vendor, and they say, oh, yes is always clockwise and no is always counterclockwise. And I'm like, no, that's not what it is for me. Don't tell people that, because they'll think they're not doing it right, you know. So it's just how your system runs. That's fine. That's perfectly okay.
So what if you don't get answers? What if you actually don't get your body responding to a muscle test? What does that mean?
It will if you have trained it to. So like I said, for weeks, 3 hours a night, I just said, show me yes. Okay, so I was completely confident that my yes was true. And then I was completely confident that my no was true and accurate. So it takes a while to get it in you. That you should watch this again and make more notes and then practice. So, you know, practicing the rings or this one, the lever, I call it, those are good because they're discreet. You can do it anywhere. If you're on a bus, you can do it. Just keep muscle testing things. And just say, show me yes, show me no. Now with this, like maybe or answer unknown, you don't really get that. With this one, I have programmed that. So this is show me, this is yes, this is no, and this is maybe. Maybe I get a come see, come saw, right? And answer unknown, it just flies away. It's like, we don't know, just bye-bye. All right, so you got that? So you wrote that down to program yes, no, maybe, and answer unknown or answer unavailable or whatever. And there is another way I wanted to show you. Also another subtle way with the hand. Like I like this one a lot because I can touch things. So I'll touch the top of my essential oil bottles and say, today I need this oil. No, 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 yes. Oh, I need this one. Okay, how many drops? More than one? Yes. More than two? Yes. More than three? No. I need 3 drops. Yes. And the best place to apply it is, you know, my heart, my belly button, you know, whatever. So you can get all the instructions that you wouldn't otherwise know. So I like that. Oh, I'm going to freeze again, it looks like. Shoot. Okay, so I like this one because it gives you a spare hand to do other things, to actually hold the thing you're testing. Whereas the ring one, well, it's kind of awkward. You could stick something under your chin if you want, or just stare at it really intently. So, you know, these oranges are okay for me to eat. Yes, okay. So now the other one is you need a tabletop. You lay your hand flat. I'll just use my book. So you lay your hand flat and then you say, show me yes, and see what happens. Usually one finger will raise. Try that. See what finger raises for you.
Are you putting pressure on the tabletop?
No, you're just resting your hand on there. Show me yes. Show me yes.
I get different ones popping up for me.
What do you mean?
Different fingers. At first, all my fingers popped up, and then next time it was my thumb and my second finger.
Oh, okay, so drink some water. I forgot to tell you, you've got to be very well hydrated to do muscle testing. I have water and tea. I'll have both.
So,
Okay, what did you get for your yes? Anyone?
I might be dehydrated.
Okay, Mary, did you get a yes? Okay, let me help you program it. For yes, raise your index finger. So say, show me yes, and then raise your index finger. So you can also program it. Show me yes, show me yes. So now when your hand is flat and you say, show me yes, your index finger should bounce up. In hypnosis, there's a word for this. Idio something. Anyway. Show me yes. So you can practice that anywhere. Just keep telling yourself, show me yes, and raise your index finger. And your subconscious will make the link. For show me, are you able to do it? If you say now, show me yes, will your index finger go up on its own? Maybe not yet, but with practice it will.
You're
Did I freeze again?
Mhm.
Okay, so show me yes, and index finger. Now let's do show me no. For me, it's my baby finger goes up. So program that. No, 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 raise your baby finger each time. Say no.
for me, it's the last two fingers.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to leave, ladies. Sophie,
Okay.
thank you so much.
You're welcome.
The program has started, but eventually I have to do that breath work and I only have time to go to the washroom and
Okay.
do it for.
Enjoy. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. I'll look at the tape.
Yeah. Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas, everyone. Best wishes and stay safe.
You too.
Okay.
Love you all.
See you next week.
Take care. Take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Oh, we're here next week?
Yeah, the 27th, 28th, whatever, 27th.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Tuesday.
fabulous.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, great.
That's the
Thank
bonus
you.
call. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay. So Lydia, is your baby finger able to go up when you say no? Show me no.
The most that I would get after trying to program is just a very slight kind of decrease of pressure on the table. It's not lifting, it's just a kind of a little twitch.
Okay. As long as it's perceptible to you, that's good enough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So if you were asking, I don't know, this person is telling me the truth, and you got that tiny little no, you'd be able to trust that, right? You'd be able to tell between yes and no.
Yeah. Yeah, but like you said, I think anything that's to do with the hands, I'm having a harder time with. The body was easier, but my hands are different.
Okay. So work mostly with the body, and then try the other ones as well when you're ready. And the swaying doesn't have to be dramatic. It can just be the slightest lean forward or the slightest lean back. Nobody has to know you're doing it.
Yeah.
If you're in public.
I have a question, Sophia. And you may want to not tell me, but I've been to chiropractors and they do the muscle testing when I'm laying down. They'll do it on my large muscles like my thighs, and my arms. And one of them that they do is on my head, like lifting up my head. I have no muscles here, and whenever it's been different chiropractors over the last 40 years or something, and they always are surprised because I don't have that, when you push here, it's supposed to kind of lock with a yes, and it's always weak.
I
Do
don't
you know
even know
what
that
would-
one. I've never had that done to me, and I've gone to lots of chiropractors too. With a head,
Yeah.
no, I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of like, they'll do the arms, and then like with your thighs, you can hold them a certain way, and it's real easy to be strong, and they test the strength. But with this one, it's always weak.
Oh,
They're like,
sorry. You
huh.
mean when they're actually doing musculoskeletal structural testing? This isn't muscle testing to find a yes or no answer.
Oh yeah, I guess it's that. But
Yeah,
it's
so it's
those
different.
muscles that are supposed to just easily be strong, that don't take that effort.
Yeah.
And then if something is off, then they get weak.
Well,
But anyway,
yeah, that's
okay.
that
Oh,
means they
that's
need to keep adjusting you. They need to keep adjusting you until you're balanced. Yeah, I used to go to somebody who did Touch for Health, which was all muscle testing that way. That is actually applied kinesiology. Yeah. So
Okay.
I was at university and I had to go to the washroom exactly every 40 minutes. The lectures were 50 minutes. So I was either leaving 10 minutes early or going 10 minutes late to the next lecture. It was awful. And so when I went and she was testing my legs, I was weak for everything. But, she strengthened me, and then I could go an hour, then I could go an hour and a half without going to the washroom, and then 2 hours, then I was a normal person. So it does work if they keep working with you. Yeah. But that's different than just trying to access your intuition for answers. That's different.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So anything you want me to go over again? I know I threw a lot at you, but I thought if you've got the information, you can practice on your own.
This isn't, again, this is just a question. Why does this work? Like, yeah, why does muscle testing work?
Muscle
What is
testing
it
works.
about it?
Yeah. Okay. It works because your entire body is your subconscious mind.
Okay.
So everything you've thought, everything you've experienced, every memory is in every cell of your body. And so it doesn't matter what groups of muscles you're using, you can get accurate yeses and nos. And it works because we're all connected on the grid, the big cosmic grid. We're all part of the matrix. There's no distance between us. This is how I can do long distance healing. I have clients in Singapore and Japan and the Philippines and Honolulu and Chile and Spain. Like I have clients in over 50 countries, and I can tune in and see their body and see what's going on with them. Or I will hear what phrase, what trauma needs to be cleared. We're all connected. So this is when you ask a cosmic question, like even just something like, are these oranges, have the least amount of pesticides? The answer is out there, and you access it with muscle testing because energetically we're all connected.
Okay.
And whoever worked on that crop, they know what they were putting on the crops, and the information is there. It's accessible. So I also say there's no secrets. People think they're hiding stuff. They never are. There are no secrets.
So is it possible, because I have a desk job, but apart from that, I hold a lot of tension in my shoulders and my arms. Would that interfere with the receptivity to like muscle testing?
I want to say yes, but it can also be overcome.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know you've got that tension, then do a 10-minute meditation where you see your muscles relaxing, where you imagine,
Okay.
Beautiful warm water just pouring over you and melting all the tension away. So do a little visualization until you feel completely relaxed and open to receive information.
Okay.
It'll just
It,
take
it
a
makes
little,
sense.
yeah, it'll take
it
a little more
makes
prep.
sense. Yeah.
And
There are
also,
ways
like-
to do it with your legs too, but it gets complicated and awkward. I don't even bother. Um,
I was just gonna say, I figure if I can do it, anybody can. But I practiced a long time too. You know,
It takes practice.
It did take practice, and then, and also like, I can't see. I seem to have to be in a neutral state of mind too. For me, it's better if I just am kind of blank.
yes.
Or, you know, like if I'm too frightened, like when I remember taking my mom, you know, to the hospital in the middle of the night, you know, and trying to figure out stuff. And I was just freaked out, you know,
Yeah.
and I couldn't settle down to muscle test properly and things.
Thank you for
So it's
bringing
like your
that up.
body's, yeah.
I wanted to say you have to be in a neutral state. You can't muscle test for something that you're very anxious about. Like I had a client who said, can I pay you to teach me muscle testing privately? And I said, well, why? She said, well, because we're going to be selecting sperm donors, my husband and I want to be able to muscle test, see who's the best guy is. I'm like, no, it's not going to work because you're too invested in that answer. So it's got to be something neutral. Like, I don't really care if I get these red apples or those red apples, right? So there can't be an emotional, you know, state that goes with it. You do have to be neutral and calm. Yeah, which is like true for making decisions anyway. You know, like they say, sleep on it before you make a big decision so that you're calmer in the morning. Yeah, so be clear. Now, for a lot of people, caffeine will upset their answers. Like they won't be able to get a clear answer. Like they might ask twice or 4 times or 16 times, and it switches from yes to no. So that means their system is not ready for that. They're not calm. I know for a few people eating wheat, people who said, I absolutely cannot muscle test, I don't get any good answers. They were eating wheat, and once they went gluten-free, they could suddenly muscle test accurately. So that's only a few people I know about. But, you know, being tired, you know, it's not going to work. If you're tired, dehydrated, and emotionally invested. So it's very easy to muscle test for other people, right? And you'll come to a point where you actually don't even need fingers and arms and whatever, because now I can just, I'll hear something and I get this little tightness or like a pulse in my solar plexus, and that tells me, oh no. So that's like it's kind of like a danger sign just went up, or a stop sign. So it's like the muscle is in the chakra. The muscle testing happens in the chakra now. So I just hear something and I don't know. Like for instance, after a car accident, my digestive system was completely mangled. And within 3 bites of a food, I would know that it was going to upset me. And then it got to, on the first bite, I'd know if it was going to upset me. So I'd stop eating. And then it was, as soon as I saw the food, I know if it was good for me or not. And then it was, as soon as I smelled the food, I knew if it was good or not. And then just the name of the food, I'd know if it was good for me or not. So I got more and more sensitive in terms of the warning, you know, and that's useful. So that's, you know, heightened intuition. Just say the food and I'll say, no, I can't have that. Rather than having 3 bites and then having to suffer for, you know, hours later. So it can be like that. And then also with buying your supplements or your groceries, you'll know just by looking at something. Okay, so we start with the macro, with the physical, and it gets down to the micro, you know. So that's why we start with the big muscle groups, and then we get to the smaller and smaller until we're just twitching on the tabletop. And then you'll just know For me, it's the solar plexus that kind of pulses. For you, it might be something else. Or it might just be any sudden twitch would tell you, oh, pay attention to this. Something's off here. Yeah. Or imagine somebody's talking and you find yourself leaning away because instinctively, you know, oh, that's a no. Whatever they're saying is not good for me. Or you're leaning forward with greater interest because this is okay for you. This is enjoyable or healthy. Yeah. So I challenge you to go through what's in your refrigerator and then muscle test. Just say, this is good for me. So say you're looking at your kale, you say, this is good for me, and you know, see if you get yes or no. Because sometimes we think things are healthy, but they may not be healthy for you, right? There might be something about it that for you throws you off. So go through all the food in your fridge, in your cupboard, and test. And so this is also a good way to do your meal planning. So in the morning, you can say, today, the best foods for me are, and then select what you're going to eat that day. Because we need to have a rotation of nutrients anyway. So the next day, it might be all different foods. It's not good to eat the same thing every day. So because that's how you can develop allergies and sensitivities. So swap it out. Even with if you are taking supplements regularly, don't take the exact same combination every day. You want to mix it up, and that might mean withdrawing something. So even like what I do is I'll take supplements Monday to Friday and I take the weekend off because that's good for your body too. So it doesn't get dependent completely on them. If there's something that you absolutely must take every day, then swap out the partners, you know. Go ahead, Lydia.
So is it only just because you don't want your body to get used to it? Is that the reason why you would mix it up?
Yeah, you can sort of build an immunity. Even if something's really, really good for you, you can become immune to it. So I know some naturopaths say, take your supplements for 4 weeks, then take a week off. Or I prefer to do, I take them Monday to Friday and I take the weekend off. Because that's not enough time without them that you get depleted in anything. But it's just enough time that your body is still functioning well without them. And then you kickstart it again on Monday.
Right.
So try that.
I noticed that with food, if I have something that I know is good for me and everybody knows it's good for you, like blueberries, if I have it too many times in a row, there's something about my body that starts to go, oh, it's too much, and I start to get an acidic reaction or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, it's too much of a good thing kind of thing, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. A friend of mine, if she has the same food 3 days in a row, she's suddenly allergic to it. So she's got to be extremely careful with what she eats. She rotates it constantly. Yeah. So little things that we don't learn when we visit the doctor. I think that helps a lot to rotate your food. And you know, when people say they do meal prep for the week, that gives me the heebie-jeebies, because you should not be eating food that's 6 days old or 7 days old. I think I froze, or you froze. You guys are frozen. Oh, wait. Can you see me?
I can see you, but your face is frozen.
Okay, you guys froze for me too. Okay, so I was saying, when people say they do meal prep for the whole week, I cringe, because you should not be eating food that's 7 days old. So maximum 2 days for leftovers. The rule for leftovers is 2 by 2 by 2. So it's got to be in the fridge within 2 hours in a dish that's no deeper than 2 inches, and it must be consumed within 2 days. Yeah. So like maybe 3 days is okay, but I definitely wouldn't go past 3 days. So when I was really, really busy teaching piano and I had 93 students a week.
Oh.
Yeah, it was insane. I cooked on Sunday and on Wednesday. because I didn't have time otherwise. Yeah, Sunday or often on Wednesday I might buy like a family meal that would get me through the rest of the week because I was single. I'm still single, but anyway, so it was just I'd buy a meal for 4, but it would give me 6 meals for one. Yeah, don't do food prep for 7 days unless you freeze it.
Mm.
Yeah. So so there you go, just to keep bacteria and mold at bay. Okay. Do you want me to go over anything, to show you anything a second time?
You know, I'm just gonna say this, like, I do best like muscle testing, like when I'm kind of, I mean, I'd say almost like in a gratitude or prayerful kind of frame of mind. You know, I start there, and but I try to do it with my music. You know, like um, what to play for people when I've never met them. You know, I'm getting jobs from people that used to be I just had this one job and I somewhat knew the people that would, or at least I'd be introduced. Now I'm kind of getting them online and we haven't seen each other or anything. Just what kind of music they would like, and I'm not that good at it. I think maybe I'm trying too hard, really, because I'm, maybe like over trying it. But other things, like that don't have to do with music, come a lot more easily to me. But
Okay.
I'd like to just go through my music because I worry about it too much, and like so I have. And this may be my thing. Maybe somebody can transfer it to what they're doing, but like a bride, and she's kind of gone through different things. We met each other through a wedding coordinator that told me something totally different than I realized on Monday. Sunday she's wanting, and the wedding is in a week. You know, I've been looking. She wants a totally different thing. Songs
Okay.
from the 20s, So it's like I wish I could just. Right now, I'm just kind of
But
like.
you know what, Margaret, you don't have to intuit that. You just ask the customer. Ask the customer what kind of music they want. Don't worry about trying to figure it out on your own. And have categories for them. Say, do you want pure classical or?
Yeah, I have been talking. I guess she's just been too afraid to voice her opinion. And finally, I kind of heard a clue from her mother. And then I kind of, she says, "Oh, yeah, I like that." And then, and I said, "And what do you think about the pop songs?" Which is what the other woman said she wanted. And she's like, "No, we're kind of wanting it to all be like the 20s,
Well, that's a big
And
difference.
so now I'm thinking about I Love You Truly, instead of Coldplay, or something like
Yeah.
that, right?
Okay. Lesson is ask the bride. Ask the customer what they want when nobody else is around, because obviously she probably felt bullied by the wedding planner, or just yeah. Margaret is a harpist.
Ah.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out the context of the questions.
Okay.
You play Coldplay on the harp?
Yeah. I mean, it's people do pop, like pop, and so I guess the wedding consultant thought that would be good, but she wants more like "Because" and "I Love You Truly" and "Let Me Call You Sweetheart, I'm in love with you."
Right.
So,
yeah, that's more romantic.
So Coldplay wouldn't work very well.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you got that figured out. So her music isn't ruined. Her wedding isn't ruined by bad music. Oh.
Bringing out the rock stuff.
Uh-huh. Yeah. So other applications for muscle testing, I mean, I really do use it constantly in practical ways. I use it for recipes. You know, I find most recipes are too bland for me. And if it's baking, for instance, now I know that you have to at least double the vanilla in every recipe, but sometimes quadruple. So I muscle test that. You know, I just find most things too bland. So I'll muscle test. What else can I add? And they'll say, oh, rosemary? No. Nutmeg? No. You know, whatever. So that works really well. And of course, I never write things down. So then people ask me for my recipe and I don't have it. I'll guesstimate what I did. Sizes, as I'm looking at the Christmas presents I bought for nieces and nephews, I muscle test what size people are. It works. It's extra tricky with kids, right? Because the sizes are often done by age. The kid might be smaller or bigger than their regular, like the average age. So that has helped a lot. Anyway, yeah. But in terms of making decisions and getting clarity on your goals, muscle testing is good. So the reason I was asking about, I think you missed this part, Margaret, right at the beginning. I said, is there anything you're procrastinating on? Because procrastination is always an avoidance of a feeling. So sometimes people say, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do, but they do know what to do. It's just that they're avoiding what they think they should do. And so you could muscle test for what's a better option, or what could I do to work through the procrastination? And so you brainstorm and then check those ideas.
Yeah, this year now I'm a real huge procrastinator. This has kind of been my year to do the things that I have been terrified of doing, that I've just pushed back, and I've done it. I've been kind of proud of myself, but I still have some more things on my plate. But yeah, and it's helped me to move forward and be less stuck. But I still, you know, I 2 or 3 things came to mind that I'm still procrastinating. So.
Okay, so you have to figure out what feeling are you avoiding? What feeling are you avoiding?
One of them I'm not even gonna.
Sorry?
Yeah. Are you asking me, or are you telling me I need to kind of do this week, kind of think about that? I mean,
yeah, think about it. Think about what feeling you're avoiding and how can you move forward even though you're avoiding that fear. And also, you know, in our minds, things are much worse than in reality because we have really great imaginations. And usually the thing you're worried about isn't nearly as bad as you feared it would be once you do it. So
and part of me, there's also just like, I mean, this year has been like, you know, like working on my teeth. I also had to go under for something else with my stomach, and that was just like a huge fear in my life, going under. And but I also have the thing of just plain laziness, you know, like my business is in the next room and I don't like to do it. I don't like to look at it. So there's that too.
Okay.
Maybe there's a bit, yeah, dread, you know, thinking about
you can also
money
tap
and stuff
on that.
like that.
You can also tap on that. Sometimes if you're in overwhelm, it'll be easier to do the tapping rather than muscle testing because you're too, you know, in a state to muscle test. So tapping until you're calm, like the tapping could cure your issue, your procrastination or fear or dread. and then you can, like with a more logical, calm mind, make a plan of action, list your options.
You gave us 3 or 4 things last week. Was that to calm us right now and not remembering what it was? I thought, oh, those are all great, and they were like,
Oh, I will send the video. I finally got it downloaded. Oh, it was a nightmare, but I will send the video. I meant to do it last night, so you can follow along with that, with last week's lesson.
thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Lydia, any final questions?
Not that I can think of at the moment. Oh, well, when Margaret was talking about laziness, so from your perspective, Sophia, are people lazy, or is that just a blanket term for fear or something else?
Well, it's a blanket term for stuckness.
Stuck.
Yeah, stuck. Because, well, I mean, you could be lazy lying on the couch all day, but as soon as you have to go to the washroom, suddenly you're not lazy. You're going to get up and go to the washroom. Or when you're hungry, you're going to go and get food. But if you're avoiding, doing your taxes, that's, the overwhelm because you don't know how to do it, or you think the accountant will cost too much, whatever. So it's not laziness. It's an avoidance of the bad feeling you think you'll have. So you're trying to protect yourself from the bad feeling. Okay, so be a little more compassionate with yourself about it. It's not laziness.
Mhm.
And sometimes what looks like laziness is really just you're recuperating from something. It's rest. We don't value rest in our society enough.
Right. Yeah.
I've read that in India, when someone is sick, here we go back to work or school as soon as we start to feel better. But in India, they stay home until they are completely 100% better, plus 1 day. Right? But
Actually, I'm somewhere in between that and what we do in North America, because I will take, and this is pre-COVID, I will take more time off than what people normally do for a cold, because it really drags me out and I'm not better. I don't feel better. I might not be contagious, but I don't feel better, and I don't feel like dragging myself around. So
Right.
yeah.
Better plus a day.
Better plus a day.
Yeah. Like not better, sorry, healed plus a day.
Healed plus
Cured.
a day.
Yeah. Because then you re-enter society completely well.
Yeah. Well, I think people are approaching things a little bit more healthily now, because they don't want people coming into work that have any sniffles or anything like that. Whereas before it was like, it doesn't matter, people come in sick, and now it's,
Yeah.
not wanting to pass anything around to anybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I taught piano in the school system, at one school, the only room available was the nurse's office. So I was there when the nurse wasn't there. So I'd have to wheel the piano in, and there were 2 cots in the room. So children who weren't feeling well would come and lie down while I taught the lesson. And so, I mean, which is horrible. Like, the kid's not feeling well for a reason. They're sent to be by themselves in the nurse's office. So I would go over, because I'm proactive and I care. I would go over and I say, "Hi, honey, what's going on?" And with little kids, it's always a stomach ache, right? It's always the solar plexus. Their center of power has been wounded, but they call it a tummy ache. And so I would do color therapy with them. And I'd say, "Okay, well, if you were drawing a picture of you with your tummy ache, what color would you make the tummy ache?" And they would always say black, brown, gray, pukey green. It's always a dark color. I'd say, "Okay." And then imagine you felt better again. What color would you use to show that your tummy ache was gone? And they'd say yellow, white, pink, baby blue. So nice bright colors. I say, "Okay, let's do this." So I want you to breathe in that lovely pink color and send it to your tummy. And then when you breathe out that brown gunk. And they would do it. Like, I would take 2 or 3 breaths with them. And then I'd say, okay, keep doing it. And I swear to you, in less than 2 minutes, all the kids would say, oh, I'm going back to my class. I feel better now. I was like, okay, great. So it happened constantly. And one day, the principal stormed into the room and she said, Sophia, you've got to stop doing this. I said, what? She said, the children are ill. You can't kick them out of here. They need to lie down. And I said, but no, they felt better. That I'm not kicking anybody out. She said, you're not? She said, I see them walking out 2 minutes after they've gotten in here. Like, I'm not kicking them out. I'm just, I said, I lead them through a breathing exercise and then they feel better. And she said, oh, okay, carry on. I didn't realize I was being monitored and I was getting in trouble. They thought I was kicking the kids out.
Is this before you became a healer?
Kind of at the same time. Well, yeah, I was a piano teacher since I was 15. And when I was, I think, 25, I started studying healing. Yeah. So, yeah, that's why I knew about color therapy. Yeah. So I was already studying and it worked so well. And kids don't question it. They just do it and it works.
Well, you've explained my childhood tummy aches because I was taken to doctor upon doctor and nobody could figure out why I was having stomach aches.
Your power was being
Mm-hmm.
drawn. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh.
Well, you know how kids are so sensitive and so much goes on that adults don't notice.
Yeah.
And when you get that literally like a sucker punch in the gut, you know, jealousy or shame or, you know,
Yeah.
bullying or mocking, of course, you're going to feel it somewhere.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
yeah. Try color therapy if that happens again. The breathing.
Yeah, I think because as kids, if you don't have somebody there to help you emote or verbalize, you don't know what's happening, with yourself. Whereas I
Yeah.
think with an adult, because we have those skills, if you're able to access that, not
No,
even.
we don't. No. Say I have a stomach ache. Oh, I guess I need a Imodium or whatever. Like,
Yeah,
no,
not necessarily. Yeah.
adults have the power to self-medicate. That's all. They have the buying power. They don't usually investigate the emotional aspect of it. I mean, it's happening a little bit more now, but generally speaking, I mean, I've been doing energy healing. I've been learning about it since I was 15 because I bought a book called Hands-On Healing. It was a book that had 2 hands with a ball of energy between it, and each chapter was a different form of healing. So I've been aware of energy healing since I was 15. And like I was recently speaking to a woman who is highly intelligent, 2 university degrees, and she had never heard of energy healing. I said, you've not heard of Reiki and chakras? And she's like, no. So have you walked by a yoga studio that's got a person with those rainbow lights up and down? She's like, yeah, but I didn't know what that was. So there are a lot of people for whom this is outside of their sphere of existence. And it surprises me, but it happens. Yeah. So,
and how do you approach people? How do you respond to people who think it's not based on anything? It's not.
yeah, I used to fight that fight. I just don't bother anymore. Like my cousin's idiot husband, ex-husband now, thank God, who said, prove it to me, prove it works, prove it. I said, no, you do your own research, you prove it to yourself, because you're not going to believe a word I say. And he said, no, prove it to me, prove it. I'm open-minded. And I said, well, luckily, proving anything to anyone is not part of my job description. So no. No. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
I had somebody comment, I put up a bunch of videos on YouTube. I made them about 11 years ago. And on my therapeutic touch video, I had someone say, why is it that it's only middle-aged, overweight women who do this voodoo shit? And so I responded saying, well, have you considered it's always middle-aged women, because we've tried the medical route and it didn't work. And then we finally found help with the alternatives. Anyway, he didn't respond back. But yeah. Anyway. All righty.
Well,
Well,
thank
it's
you very
Christmas
much.
next week. Oh, it's Christmas on the weekend, right? I don't even know. Yeah. I hope you have a lovely Christmas if you celebrate.
You too.
Thank you. My siblings
you.
will come over and we'll eat turkey and other things. So it'll be fine.
Is Margaret playing concerts as a harpist?
I don't play concerts. I played for years for afternoon tea time in a hotel, and then I've just been freelancing. So I've been playing lots of Christmas parties, which feels good. Many of them are very small because of COVID. You know, parties of like 8. You know, people just having small dinners and having me in a corner someplace. Or some have been cold and outside.
Oh,
No.
LA is actually cold. It's been a very cold year this year.
okay.
And, you know, I'm playing some funerals, frankly, and some weddings. And so I do that kind of thing. And even if people try to have me do a 15-minute concert when everyone's quiet and looking at me, I just want to say, just eat and talk. You know, I really don't want to play 15 minutes and have everybody looking at my fingers and, quiet.
That sounds so decadent to have a dinner party for 8 with a harpist.
I really had a good time. It's felt so good to work because I've been kind of not working as much for a while, and it's just felt like this year it started to flow begin in maybe July. I
Okay, good.
started also doing some other work too, so feels good.
Excellent.
But actually love Christmas music. Frankly, it's my I play Hanukkah too, but I love Christmas music a lot, so I'm happy this season.
Good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So
Will you be
Merry
seeing
Christmas.
family, Lydia?
Yeah, small gatherings, my sister and then my partner's father and his wife. So two separate gatherings.
Well, that's good.
It'll just be, and it's just Oakville and Burlington, so not too far.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Well, they say we will not have snow, so it'll be easy to drive.
Yeah.
There's a little snow on the ground here, Margaret, in Toronto, but it's going to get up to 8 degrees sometime this week, so it'll all melt.
Oh, really? 8?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I miss snow. I'm from the Midwest and I miss the beauty of it. But I just kind of block out the cold part of it. But I do miss how pretty and it was, just so picturesque and with snow and trees and nature and everything.
Yes. All right. Well, hopefully you'll be back next Tuesday. We'll be talking about decisions instead of resolutions. So you might want to give that some thought. I'll send an email. Okay, so muscle test, practice.
Thank you.
So you're confident and accurate. Yes. It's no good if it's not accurate. Okay.
Okay.
So have a good week.
Thank you. You too. Thank you. Take care.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.